Just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And they did. They did just that. Welcome to the Truth Table, episode 92. And my guest tonight is Michael Angel. And we're going to talk about nutrition and whether or not you would like to become your superhero self and step into who you were meant to be. We're going to talk to Michael and find out all about his website, which is the health coach Michael, right after this. Okay, my apologies. That was not supposed to be the one. I am so sorry, Michael. So I'm going to load the real one. That show was actually canceled, and I didn't get rid of it. So I accidentally put it for tonight's show, but it would be a lie. And this is the Truth Table, and I'm not going to just sit here and lie to you.
Having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever.
Ever. So this is the website, Health Coach Michael. And all these drinks right here, they all look good. We're going to talk about it and meet Michael, find out about the program as a certified health coach from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition and a natural vision improvement coach. And this is why he's on the show tonight, because this is very important. And I'd like to thank you, Michael, for coming on the show to talk about nutrition and becoming who we were to be. Welcome.
Thank you. So basically, I've been a health coach for over a decade, and I fixed my eyesight through natural vision improvement technique called the Dr. Bates eyesight exercises. And that's actually what started me into health. Was back in 2010, I had big bifocal glasses, and my vision was 20/70. And so I happened to come across a website from Dr. Mercola, drmercola.com, back in 2010. Subscribed to it. And he happened to have these eyesight kind of relaxation technique CDs for sale from a natural vision coach called Greg Marsh. And so I did it every day for a period of several months to get my eyesight from 20/70 to 20/20. Wow. And basically the idea is all the eyesight problems are due to strain on the eyes from staring. And this was found out by an ophthalmologist called Dr. Bates. And what happened is, you know how it works when you do something that's a threat to the industry? They shut it down. So he was based in New York City. And after he died, his wife continued his work. But because she wasn't an ophthalmologist, the ophthalmology boards in New York City banded together to ban it. And to this day, it's illegal to teach the Dr. Bates method in New York City. So that kind of shortened the reach. Otherwise, more people would know about it today. And so he was going into all the schools in New York City and fixing everybody's eyesight through his eyesight relaxation techniques to remove the strain around the eyes. So you kind of like relax the strain around the eyes to improve the vision. And a lot of the eyesight problems actually start in school because they force you to stare at the blackboard. They make you stare a lot. It's like, if you never use the eye muscles, right, you lose them, like with anything else.
Yeah.
Like, you use your body, you lose it.
Your legs.
Yeah, anything. And so after I found out about this, that made me look more into things because I sent the info on how I'd fix my eyesight to my former tutor who had moved to Northern California. And then she sent me a documentary on the Gerson therapy, on people who had healed themselves of cancer through lots of juices and coffee enemas and stuff. So that's the Gerson therapy. And there's really good alternative therapy clinics where they treat cancer and other diseases in Mexico, because in the US it's all banned, this kind of stuff. And so that got me, of course, more into health. And then I started going to health food stores and health food conferences, and I read hundreds of different health books. And then I happened to come across in 2011 a book by Dr. Norman Walker called Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Juices, What's Missing in Your Body, which is a very good book because Dr. Walker was fixing everybody of all their diseases and problems with lots of fresh juices every day. He was saying like vegetable juices are the builders and regenerators of the body, and then fruit juices are the cleansers of the body. And then he would have like a juice for each disease. And so what made me change my diet so much was actually, I used to have autism, but I'm not going to go too much into what caused it, to not cause this interview to get shadow banned, because I did that on the first interview I did with
No, I don't even care anymore.
Okay, then I'll just talk about it. Okay, so for the autism, it was the vaccine and antibiotics right after birth for me. And first of all, I had like chelation done and heavy metal detoxes through that chelation and homeopathics. And so back in 5th grade, I was, normal. And then I got a vaccine to enter middle school, and I regressed back into the autism. So what I found is the people with A positive blood type are more sensitive to the vaccines, like myself. And it took all the way until when I went gluten and casein free to start seeing major improvements again. It wasn't fixed all the way. But once I went gluten and casein free, it made my mind more open to stuff, because that's when I found out about the eyesight and started looking into health, was after the gluten and casein were cut out. And what made that happen was my sister had found out that a lot of people with autism tend to be allergic to the gluten and casein, especially because they put that stuff in the vaccines, can make people allergic. And so that, and then also anything with gluten and casein was cut out of the house. And then when I went gluten and casein free, I had my mom do it too. That's the only way I would agree to it. And then once I went learn about the raw food and the fermented foods, that helped a lot too. So the fermented food and drinks improved it even more by a lot, like fermented coconut water, fermented coconut, and then going fully raw kind of fixed it all the way, because it all starts in the gut with autism. It's not just about like the heavy metals. And also, I used to have a problem where I had like severe chronic fatigue, where I had like no energy, brain fog where I couldn't even focus anymore. And then I also had like deep vein thrombosis and candida. And I fixed all that with high amounts of fruits and lots of juices, because the grapefruits, for instance, is a natural blood thinner. So in 2.5 months of just 4 grapefruits every day, I basically fixed a problem where I had so much pain in the legs I couldn't even, walk very well anymore. And we had it checked, and it was deep vein thrombosis. And so a lot of times the doctors will sell you statin drugs because they're just drug pushers. We could say they're drug dealers.
But I can relate to this. This is kind of like what the natives were doing with medicines, natural remedies, healthy and safe. And so, I mean, it is an art form. How much do you need and that sort of thing. Over time, these things are passed down through generations, but you did it the hard way.
Yeah, yeah. Because
Well,
what happened is, yeah,
you already
so-
had the problem, and you need to get out. Find a solution for that.
yeah,
And
'cause what-
your success is important.
yeah, yeah. Because what happened is, so been fully raw for 13 years, but there was a moment briefly where I went off the path of the raw food, and then I got all those problems I mentioned and fixed it by going back to the raw food, basically. Because
Mhm.
when the body is more clean, if you put something that it's toxic to it, it reacts right away. And so what happened is I got the deep vein thrombosis, couldn't focus anymore, and had no energy once I went off what I was doing. And then I also had gained 30 pounds of excess weight where I got a little bit overweight. And so how that all happened was I was overdoing on fats, eating like, potato chips, just eating whatever, eating like cooked beans, and just, overdoing on different things. And once I started the potato chips, I got deep vein thrombosis like right away. And then each time I would eat anything with fat or salt, the problem, my legs would get a lot worse, the mind would get worse, and the chronic fatigue problem would get worse. So I had to cut out all the fat and do just fruits. At the time, I was just doing 4 grapefruits and 5 bananas every day. And it took 2.5 months of doing that to lose the excess weight. But the brain fog and the chronic fatigue went away literally within a couple of days of just switching to this, because my gut healed itself. I had messed up the gut. Like, I also had severe chronic constipation when I was eating this kind of stuff. But also hydration is important. So what I found from my experience is having high amounts of fiber from the fruits and being well hydrated helps the gut work at its best, for me at least. And now I eat a lot more than that because I don't need to lose weight. And I eat, like, for instance, as an example, 24 bananas every day. I eat like watermelon and have fermented coconut water. And I found that watermelon helps increase your resilience to getting sunburn. I can go out in the sun in the wild west of Arizona for an hour every day now. I do that because sunning is very important. Vitamin D for the health, for really good. That relaxes me. Without getting sunburned, since I started doing 4 cups of watermelon juice with turmeric and ginger every day, eating watermelon. And then the juices I was taking when I healed myself and I take now is 4 cups of straight celery juice every day, because celery juice, what it does is it binds and removes heavy metals from the body, because the sodium cluster salts in it. It's very high in sodium, and it binds and removes toxins from the body, and it increases the hydrochloric acid levels in the stomach. So like if someone has acid reflux, it would help a lot with that. And so it helps you digest your food better. And I also take, at the time I was doing orange juice because what was in season. I have watermelon juice. And so I take 4 cups of watermelon juice with turmeric and ginger every day. And then I take half of a 5-pound bag of carrots that I juice with 1 big beet, 1 big cucumber, and 1 bunch of spinach, and drink that every day. And beets are very good for like blood flow, blood circulation, for health in general, especially the red beets. They're high in iron. And then the watermelon seeds have iron in them also. I learned that recently. When I eat the watermelon and I eat the seeds with it, and when I juice it, I juice the seeds, the flesh, and the skin, because all of that has benefits. And I find that the watermelon juice and celery juice is really good for energy and elimination in the morning. So is the carrot, beet, cucumber juice. Like when it's fresh juice, those kinds, those are all good for energy. Mm-hmm. And then I also take 2 cups of fermented coconut water every day for the probiotics. And then the electrolytes, and that's full of potassium and magnesium, coconut water, so it's really important. And actually, in like emergency IVs, they've used coconut water. It has such good healing properties. And the brand I take for coconut water is Harmless Harvest. It's a good brand that you can find in a lot of health food stores. And then for the coconuts, I like to buy the Cocoyos, like a raw coconut yogurt, that after just a day or 2 or 3 days of leaving out until like it explodes, that's when it's very fermented and you get those probiotic benefits for the gut. And then the bananas, I like to eat them very ripe. When I find it works better for my colon, when I eat them very ripe with lots of black spots, and when it's like soft to the touch and comes off easily, that's when you want to eat them. And it's kind of like, in a way, like a fermented food when it's very, very ripe. The bananas, I think it's my theory, because it works very well for me. And also soothes the linings of the intestinal tract, and it's full of soluble and insoluble fiber. And bananas are very high in like magnesium. So then that's very important. And what I found is when I increased the amount of fruits in my diet, my brain worked better, and now it feels like sharper than ever has before. So I think the brain needs like the fruits, and then it's so demonized, you know. And I also had these strong sugar cravings before I switched to the fruits, and now all those are gone. I don't have any cravings for anything anymore. But all the problems I had where I was going off the path for several months, what I was eating, do with parasites, because I did a parasite cleanse, and as soon as I did it, all those cravings went away. But at the same time I was doing the parasite cleanse, I was only eating those, you know, the fruits. So, and getting that full kind of colon out each day, like the colon was fixing itself. So I think for the parasite cleanse to work at its best, because I did that parasite cleanse for 2.5 months, you need to have the panel of elimination going while you do it to get them out.
What products do you use? There's different products to get rid of parasites, right?
Well, I used a parasite protocol from my Ayurvedic practitioner in California. I forgot the exact name, but it was called Para Detox. But for the exact name of the company, I would have to look it up online. Maybe afterwards I could look it up and then mention it to you, like after the interview is over, and then you could add it to the interview. I'd have to
put your website right on the chat, so anyone can click the link to your website. And you do have videos on YouTube as well for the flower essences and that sort of things. If anybody wants to see if there are ways. Now, my conundrum here is, what about, even though you're eating these healthy foods, what about the glyphosate on them? I mean, because that's already another problem that's added to your nutrition. So what do you do about that, or can you do anything about it?
Well, what I do is I get all my foods from sources I trust. So, like for instance, there's a store I go to called Natural Grocers.
Local farm, yeah.
What they do is they have a sign that says they forbid a peel, and they're pretty good at where they source the food from. So I think I kind of trust where I get it from at the moment. But when I was in California, we used to live in California, because it's too many taxes and regulations. I left California. It's a hellhole now. So it's collapsed. Let's be honest. So anyways, so
it used to be beautiful, eh?
Yeah.
It was a beautiful place long ago, decades.
Yeah. Is I would get everything from the small farmers and then question the farmers of what they do before I buy this place.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
And it's unfortunate. Most people just don't know. They just go to Walmart or discount grocers. So, I mean, they're just not getting that protection, or at least they don't know, like the garlic from China.
Yeah.
They soak it in bleach or something there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not even good for you anymore.
Yeah, I don't trust anything from China. I don't get anything from China.
And that's not racist. That is just different qualities of produce. Practices, like normal thinking practices. Okay, how do I clean this? Well, let's spray glyphosate on it. That'll kill anything that touches it.
And now they have
that kind of thinking has to end.
Yeah. And now they have continue what you were saying. No,
I was going to ramble. You go first.
Now they have the appeal. Have you heard of that?
Yes.
So
yes.
Appeals where they can legally add, high amounts of like pesticides and heavy metals to the food. So that's why I think I kind of trust that store, because they have a sign saying they forbid appeal. They know about it, and they say they forbid any products that have appeal in their store. Yeah. I think they're pretty good.
We have to all become Amish. We need to. But even growing your own food, they're spraying something from the sky too.
Yeah, with the chemtrails, they spray heavy metals.
You can't do anything. They can spray whatever they want. They can change the ingredients. It's an act of war, as far as I'm concerned. We're not being transparent about it.
Yeah.
I know about it by talking to Maxime Bernier. He knows about it, and he admitted about it. But it's like a military thing. Mm-hmm. So, this would be like Vietnam. That's what they were doing there. They just no reason to be spraying and all this weather weaponing programs. And I'm sorry, I totally got off base again. But there are ways to deter predators of your food. Like sometimes in the garden, you just put kitty litter around the edges, and that will stop, certain animals from, getting at your food in your garden. So there are safe methods.
I say the best protection against all this stuff is just take stuff to detox heavy metals every day. So I take like the celery juice that detoxes heavy metals every day. I do manage to maybe get in my food, because you never know for sure, like you said. And also infrared sauna. So during the winter, I like to use that every day. I have a far infrared sauna, and that's very good for detoxing and removing heavy metals from the body. It's like different things you can do to protect yourself against what they're doing every day through the sky.
Yeah, let's talk about the red light and how it is therapeutic, and because it's hard to find red lights unless they're on a Christmas tree lights.
Yep. I haven't really tried red lights before, but I have heard about the benefits. I know there's something to it.
Well, I heard blue light is bad. So on my computer screen here, I took blue light out. I took blue out.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I want to... Yeah, continue what you were saying.
Yeah, so I have no blue on my screen.
Yeah.
But people don't know this stuff. How would they even know? This to me is an act of war, because they're not talking about it. They're not telling you about it. There's no disclosure. There's no honesty or openness. And it's all being done with our money behind our back.
Yeah. Actually, for the eyesight, that's one thing I had forgotten to mention. So it's not just about that, because back then, that was the only problem, the strain. Now you have other things that affect the eyesight, like blue lights and LED lights and fluorescent lights. Those are really bad for the eyes. The eyes, you only want the full spectrum lighting. So like incandescent, similar to the sunlight and the sunlight. It's very important. It's one of the Bates methods is going in the sun every day and sunning. So you close your eyes and kind of move your head back and forth while laying down and looking directly at the sun with the eyes closed, to let the sun hit the closed eyelids to relax the strain around the eyes. And I find that to be really relaxing for my eyes and for myself. Do that every day. And then
turn my Wi-Fi off too, because I know that's not good for me. I'm directly plugged in. No mobile phone. So I don't get any of those radiation, and almost everyone in the world is there with their phone all the time. So they're constantly getting, oh my God.
I agree. Yeah.
Even the watches, the smart watches are like burrowing holes through people, Not so smart after all.
I know, yeah. All the smarts, stuff that says smart on it is smart. It's not smart. It's the opposite. It's to kill you. Like, for instance, the smart TVs, admit 5G. Like those new TVs, the smart flat screen ones.
Yep.
Because I have like frequency readings, and I went to a talk recently on chemtrails in Prescott, and it was supposed to be talk with people who are against 5G and chemtrails, and they literally had a TV there, a flat screen new TV that was broadcasting 5G, and they had no idea. So yeah. People just get fooled. Even people are supposed to know better. But I do the same thing. I have iFlux on my computer to filter out the blue light. And also another thing that's bad for the eyes is the phone. So if people are staring at a small screen all day long, it's really bad for the eyes, especially because the phones have the blue lights on them also.
Yeah, I think there's so much value in what you can help people with. And I think we all have our part, our role, whatever it is in these days. I mean, it's so overwhelming when you see it all at once. What's been done? A lot of this technology it goes in clandestinely, like during the manufacturing stage. You don't see it, you don't hear it, and the manufacturers won't say anything because it's like the government. It's military. This is a top secret. For my, what I mean? Like they can get away with anything by using this continuity of government. They can, like in the States, they can do anything they want.
Yeah.
To protect themselves.
Yeah,
to protect
that's
their
a big
power.
problem.
It's a big problem. The Patriot Act is certainly not patriotic. If anything, it's the opposite. and Trump supporting it really bothers me. And even supporting the death sentence bothers me. I don't think he's on the right team with the death penalty.
Yeah, I don't trust Trump at all, because he flip flops, a lot. Like, for instance, the war in Ukraine, he flip flopped in it. Now he's getting money and weapons there, and he's sending the money back there again when he said he would stop. Then he bombed Iran. So he's doing what they want. Really, I think he's like a wolf in sheep's clothing. He's there to appease people, to put them to sleep.
He's like, Israel definitely has a problem getting along with its neighbors. I think it's the troubled neighbor, the troubled kid, because it just was created, and all of a sudden it hates everyone. Everyone wants to kill me, and it's just, but country after country overthrowing and bombing and killing all these people for Israel. It hasn't gone unnoticed. We know they're stopping food from getting into starving children right now every day. It doesn't mean I'm pro this or pro that. I'm pro human being and dignity. And if you're going to claim Judaism or any religious or Orthodox Judaism, then you have to live by it and lead by example, not by being a hypocrite. It's just not. People are dying. It's what are you fighting for? What is Ukraine fighting? Why? It's just a little tiny little speck on the map, compared to Russia. I mean, why are you trying to David and Goliath with Russia? Russia's been trying to be our friend and been trying to have peace the whole time. I think he probably got it back from the Bolsheviks, that killed the Tsar and the Romanov family. It took over and then went to became not the ZI and the Zionist in Nazi Germany that were going after the Orthodox Jews that didn't convert to Zionism. So everything has been a lie to us. History, everything. But they are poisoning our food. It is a crime against humanity. It is our own government. They are paid very well, and they are very good at lying. And I wish we had remedy. I wish we had security agencies and military agencies that would deal with this and right the wrongs and remove these people. And I don't want anyone to die. I don't believe in the death penalty. We're not supposed to kill, and period. That's it. And sure, they put them in with Hillary, and she's not in jail yet. Put her. Get them to build housing for the poor. Build little mini homes, do the electrical and build it. And first they can build their own homes, because we don't want to fund them. We want them to be self-sufficient, like the government should be. We shouldn't need to tax us. It should be self-sufficient. It should be profitable on its own. Yep. It should be a success on its own. It should never dig into our pockets. Mm-hmm. We're supposed to be the rulers over it. Mm-hmm. And certainly the food is a big problem for both of us. You can see bad things are happening to people because of the exposure they're getting.
Yeah, I agree.
And the lack of knowledge of, eating the bananas.
Yeah.
Food can actually turn things around for you, and nobody's telling you. This is the beauty of your website, the Health Coach Michael. Because it can help people. It really can. You can transform people's lives that are suffering and don't know, and even the doctors won't help them.
Yeah, I agree. I think the best solution to the poisoning of the food supply is nutrition, and just being your own doctor, right? Your best doctor is yourself, because I just intuitively knew what to do, kind of because I already had the knowledge. But once I killed the parasites, this specific thing that I did, I just came up with it on my own, for the amount of what to do to fix myself. So I think, people go to naturopaths and doctors, but they didn't help me when I had a problem. I went to a naturopath, different naturopaths, and all their advice with all their supplements just made everything worse. The real source for healing yourself comes from the food itself, not the supplements. Even though it's not pills from the doctor, it's still synthetic. Your body doesn't really recognize it. You want the best supplements are herbal supplements or the food itself. herbal supplements are good though, and herbal teas also, like the one I took. It's a herbal supplement because they add all those different ingredients, you know, to the supplements that are not necessarily healthy, like citric acid and other things.
Mhm. And we're not telling anyone how to eat or what to think, or we're not giving them legal advice.
No.
And we're not radical. We're not a radical left or a radical right.
Mhm.
We are not radical at all about
No.
anything except with a passion for the betterment of our fellow man.
Yeah.
There are ways, and there are people, you know,
Mhm.
I've met a lot of them, you know. Now, I first saw you on the Bioactivator.
Yep.
That's also a friend of ours that he was on my show, and very interesting information on a different level of, you know, kind of what you're doing, but it's like we all have our own thing, you know, that our own part.
Mhm.
And he just loves everybody, right? I think he loves people like more than I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
He has
I really,
kind of a transcendental kind of love for
it,
us, you know, which is great. Which is
Yeah.
great. It's very healthy.
yeah,
And
I'd like,
you're very healthy. I mean,
Yeah.
you could definitely transform people's lives.
Mhm.
My part is small compared to it because I'm looking for solutions and truth, but I know that with this government, that it's always risky.
Mhm.
When you have, when you have fascism, you know, that's when YouTube and the fact checkers, that's when they stop you for wrong think. And that's what we have. There's no doubt about it in my mind. And we're somehow surviving it and getting around it.
Mhm.
And but we have to, standing in our truth is more valuable to me than anything,
Mhm.
because people deserve the truth, and the truth can make you sound crazy.
Yeah.
But this is simple. You know, this show is simplified. It's about, you could eat bananas and what was it, pineapple? What was it?
Grapefruits.
Bananas and
Grapefruits.
bananas and grapefruit for a certain amount of days, and just decloud your brain,
Yeah.
defog,
Mhm.
and it worked for you. Depending on your genome and your biology, it might not work as effective, or it may work more effective.
Mm.
But it's beneficial. It's really about God's food working for us. It should benefit no matter what, so long as the food is okay
Mm.
and it hasn't been modified and overdosed with e-peel and
Yeah.
and just destroyed for what the good it was.
Yeah.
I want our food back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I want that knowledge back. And you have
Yeah,
that wisdom and that knowledge that people could use to benefit everybody.
and especially the fruits when it's fresh can have that healing effect of blood thinning, because the grapefruits, what I found out is when they're fresh have more effect than if it's store bought. And I was getting it fresh from a local small farmer in Arizona, and so like you said, straight from the source. And then the bananas were from natural grocers. But yeah, well, it's because for me the problem with the energy in the brain was my gut wasn't working. So when I fixed the gut, that went away, and now I have lots of energy all the time. And found the brain improved when I increased the amount of fruits in my diet. Is what I observed for myself. So it mostly has to do, I think, a lot of times with the state of the gut, and that might not be enough for everyone, because it depends how long their gut has been messed up for, how much more they need to do. A lot of times people might have to do like juice fasts first to clean out if there's too much waste in there. And then after that, they can actually tolerate food better. Because a lot of times someone has too much waste in them, they can't even tolerate like the raw fruits or the raw vegetables, because all that waste is stopping it from being able to absorb properly. So they have to clean that out first. That's why I mentioned juice fasts on my website, because I've done lots of juice fasts in the past, because I've been raw for a long time. So,
well, we do have a question. We have a question for you. Thanks, Em and Richard, for joining the show. The question is from Kevin Rich.
Oh, apricot seeds are good. They're high in B17 and it's a cancer cure. It was mentioned by George Griffin. He wrote a book on it. And other people. Mushrooms, I'm not sure because some people say it can be like a fungus. Other people say it's good for you. So I'm not totally sure on that one way or another, but I do know that mushrooms are very high in vitamin D. So if like you live in a cold climate, that might be necessary to take mushrooms. For me though, I live in Arizona, so I get lots of sun every day, so that's not an issue. But that is something that I learned recently, that it's very high in vitamin D, the mushrooms. It's a very good food source. So that's what I would say for mushrooms.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And these are the kind of things, conversations that you can have with people that can really help, you know,
Yeah.
because a lot of this information I don't have because, you know, my head is in this pile, you know, and you're in that pile, and Barrett is in this pile, you know, so I'm glad that we all like met, you know, we all had our time because it was all intended. There's no mistakes here at all. But
well, my head is actually in both. I focus a lot on both, but I try to talk more about health. And if I were to get a like bigger following online, I think I would do that. That'd be safer than talking about politics, because I have low profile. You know, they don't care. So I think I could talk about both. But I try not to get too much into that stuff because, you know, have these people, you know, in power want to censor everything, and I don't want to get kicked off of Facebook because I'm using it for my business and stuff. But I think I could, you know, safely talk a little bit about this stuff. So, you know, you mentioned Israel. Here's what I think. I think the state of Israel was created to cause conflict, because before the state of Israel was created, the Palestinians and the Jews were like living in peace together in what was now called Israel. And so I think they created on purpose to cause continual conflict between those two countries to eventually lead to World War III. I think that's what's going on.
Did you get that line main mushrooms help with dementia?
Yeah, the mushrooms I think can be pretty important.
And they're great with stews and stews especially. Yeah, there's a lot of great meals that you can create using the mushrooms and things that are really good for you.
Yeah.
And incorporate. It's just not a lot of people just have been taught, you know, they're not teaching that in school.
Yeah.
And it's so sad because once we have, you know, the knowledge gathered, it should definitely be distributed and passed along, you know, like wisdom through generational wisdom. So, I mean, all these things are so valuable. And I expand a lot on that with symbols and the meaning of words, and I dig really deep because I really think it matters, you know, which is why I asked you on the show, because what you're doing matters too, and there's so much value in the right people seeing you at the right time and connecting with you and having that connection, being able to find you and to get on your website and take an hour with you, and you could just lay it all out for them and you know, completely transform them with very little effort, right?
Yeah. And then also homeopathic flower essences are something that I've been selling. So, well, not really me, but it's like an affiliate, but it's good because it's what they do is it's homeopathic, so they can detox you from different things, and it's just like in a spray form. And so like these homeopathic flower essences, and there's even one for vaccines called Sacred Body that detoxes from vaccines. And each one has different benefits. And I included 2 videos from their website explaining what it does. So if you go to my website, healthcoachmichael.com, and you click on the product section, the store, on the store, you can see, you have like a flower quiz, and then if you click on the flower quiz and then go through it, then you put your email, and then they recommend, based on what you said in the quiz, different flower essence sprays for you. And it's also supposed to help like attract opportunities to you.
Years, alchemists and doctors.
Sorry.
And I think there's something to it, because I became an admin of a big group called the Raw Vegan Fruitarian Healing Group. That was over 300,000 members. After I started doing these flower essence sprays, and I learned about it from a talk in Sedona.
I'll
And
link the
she,
video.
oh,
I'll link the video
yeah,
so people can find it. Sorry for interrupting.
that's one.
There we go. So I linked it so people can find your site and find the video as well.
Yeah. But anyway, so like, I started using it, and then that happened, and then I got interviewed by Barrett 2 times. Now I'm being interviewed by you. And so I think there's something to it. There's certain ones that are supposed to called inner knowing, inner truth. The inner truth one is supposed to make you express yourself better. And I've been finding I can express myself better since I started doing these sprays, because it gives me more confidence. And then the other one is supposed to attract opportunities to you. And so I found that group and then started getting interviewed online after I started doing it. And not right away, but I think, so that's why I kind of would recommend them to others. I think it can do something, maybe not exactly that for everyone, but I think there's something to it.
You can also control the what's showing on the screen here. If you want to do it, you can add to the screen. I just gotta take myself off. Now you could present if you have a website you want to show us.
Okay. But how would I screen share? How does that work?
Yeah, it's should be on the bottom there. Let me see. Yeah, it's the looks like a television with a plus sign.
Oh yeah. All right. First, I have to load up the website.
Yep.
Okay. And then I'm gonna go to the store section.
It's funny when I do that with my car all the time. I say to my passengers, "Okay, you are in control of all these buttons over here." I give them a rundown. There's the radio. You're the disc jockey.
So does it show up? I went to my website. Does it show up on the screen?
No, it should. You have to press share screen kind of thing, like on the website. There you go.
Yeah.
Now I see it.
Should I play the videos to the audience, or?
You can, yes, for sure.
Right.
Okay, it should be showing. I think you have to like you're in charge, so you have to do something. You have to share it, and then click on the pictures above. You see the one person, 2 people.
Oh yeah.
There you go. And you want, okay, so I can do that. So where you don't have to be on the screen. Then you want a full screen. Oh shoot, this is what I was showing. So I already had it. Okay, that's okay. So if you click on the full screen,
I did that.
then it will be full screen here for everybody.
And then do I click play, or?
Yep. So press play. Looks like you need to rewind it a few seconds.
I think I have to go out of full screen and click play. Okay. Yeah.
Flower remedies are a method of scaling the dewdrops into elixirs that can be used on a daily basis to bring more ease into our
full screen.
Okay.
Full screen it.
Yeah, but when I make it full screen, I can't play it from here.
Okay. How about I'll play it.
Okay.
Let's see here. Yeah, because I can still do it now that I know what you're doing. Okay, let's see. I think I should be able to do this. There we go. And volume. I also want to turn off my music here. website. There we go. And that's it, right?
Yep.
Is that the right one?
Yeah, that's it. I have
Full
two of them.
screen.
Yeah.
For thousands of years, alchemists and doctors have sent their patients into the wild to drink dewdrops from the tops of flowers to experience their healing qualities. A little-known ancient healing modality, flower remedies are a method of scaling the dewdrops into elixirs that can be used on a daily basis to bring more ease into our everyday lives. My name is Katie Hess, and I'm the founder of Lotus Way. We make flower remedies that help you experience more clarity, focus, peace, and better sleep. With over 200 flower remedies in our apothecary, there's a flower for every modern imbalance. In this day and age, we are bombarded with invisible waves that disrupt the mind and potentially harm the body. Our nervous systems are overwhelmed and overloaded, and on a global scale, 2/3 of adults can't sleep, and stress is at an all-time high.
Until we get to a point where we're able to use our technology without consequences, we have to be even more diligent in diet, exercise, meditation, energy work to restore ourselves to deal with that.
To bring the healing power of nature back into our everyday lives, we collect energetic infusions of flowers to shift your state of mind. Different from essential oils, when dropped under your tongue or applied to your skin, flower elixirs are a gentle yet effective natural remedy. Every flower on the planet has a unique healing quality. Some flowers boost energy, some flowers make you feel calm, others are a love potion. We travel worldwide to locate special flowers whose healing qualities our world most needs today. To share how flower remedies can shift your attitude and accelerate personal growth, we host intimate flower lounges and educational experiences all over the world. As we educate more and more people about the power of flower elixirs, we are catalyzing a worldwide ripple effect of happiness. Join us in the movement and transform the world from the inside out. Take the flower quiz, see which flowers you're most drawn to, and find out what it means about you.
Fantastic.
Oh.
And that's one of two.
Yeah.
That looks like
Should we play the other one or?
yeah. There's just a commercial right now. So
No.
I don't want to get the commercial. There we are.
I love Lotus Way. I love flower essences. It's completely changed my life.
I love flower essences.
I really love this.
Love, love, love. You know, if everybody would take flower essences, the world would be in a better place.
Before I started taking flower essences, I was going through one of the hardest times of my life.
My mind was just like racing. I was constantly thinking about 100 different things.
I am a mom of 2 young boys and I own a bridal salon, so life is pretty crazy.
I have a lot of things going on at once.
Sleeping problems, like female issues, digestion stuff.
Fatigued, and I had serious malaise, and I just felt achy.
I spent all day in front of the computer.
I wasn't feeling good. I wasn't feeling happy.
I wanted another way out. I wanted something that was going to support my overall nature and being my best and highest self.
It was love at first sight. I happened to walk into a store and I saw them. They called to me and I thought, wow, what are these?
I met Katie and was introduced to Lotus Way. I was so skeptical, and she's just like, just try it. And I tried it. I slept perfectly, and I woke up refreshed, focused, and I used the quiet mind, and it works.
The benefits of flower essences are that it's a dissolving of an old pattern and an awakening of our natural balance.
I just started using these a couple months ago and the difference is phenomenal.
I can't think of a day that I go without them.
They really help me in school. It gives me confidence and focus.
My mom gave me the Inspired Action and I got a 4.0 last semester for the first time.
I had been in a career for about 20 years as a leader, and I spontaneously in a meeting quit my job. I'm now working for myself and I'm much happier.
I started seeing magic everywhere. Just things started happening and work started coming in abundance.
Flower essences have a way of transporting us from a kind of out there reality to an in here reality. That's the beginning of choosing to be a conscious, healthy person.
And it's the simplest one moment of an act of dropping some drops in my mouth, and suddenly whatever negative trajectory we were on turns, and we're taking care of ourselves.
For someone whose goal is transformation, it is the most clear and direct path.
Infinite Love is my favorite and always has been. When I use it, I feel a cellular shift in my body.
The real magic of Infinite Love perfume happens on the street, where more than once I've been stopped by men who have like, oh, I'm not trying to be creepy, but like, you smell amazing.
I actually feel like Wild Delphinium just makes me more me, but better.
I really believe that I've been showing up for myself.
Until we get to a point where we're able to use our technology without all of the consequences, we have products like Lotus Way.
On days that I am just dragging and exhausted and just don't have it to give, I take some of that and I just feel like I can do anything.
Every day around the time that I started getting tired and my shoulder kind of started aching, what I would do is I would just kind of rub it in. Probably after the first week, I started like really seeing a difference.
I probably wouldn't go down and look for a floral mist to spray on me to feel better. And when you sprayed the essences on me, I was like, it just turned your mood right around.
I use them for spraying myself if I'm stressed or want to be more sexy or happier or whatever.
I use this 1 week before my period comes. I'll be a lot more peaceful and zen.
The quiet mind will help me calm it down and just focus on one thing.
I don't feel the same tension and the stress. I just don't feel it.
Everything slowed down in me and I went, here's the miracle.
I use Quiet Mind. I've used it for myself to help with sleep. A lot of the individuals I work with, I'll use Quiet Mind to help quell the mental monkeys.
The Quiet Mind has just helped me immensely just be able to relax.
I slept for like 12 hours.
I feel like I can take on anything that comes up because there's a flower essence for that.
I'm an actress, filmmaker, and when I'm becoming different characters, I choose a flower essence that the character's going through and I take it while I'm on set.
I use them in my clinical practice and integrating that with Chinese medicine. It's amazing.
Radiant Energy, that's one of my favorite ones so far because it's definitely great for energy workers to protect your energy. Honestly, Jade Vine has made me a better therapist. I can engage with people much easier in my life, even around difficult emotional content.
I don't know how it works. I just know that it works. I know that that's what I need to have in my bodywork practices, things that work.
A fun way that I like to use flower essences is with my daughter and just allowing her to pick whatever she's drawn to and whatever she thinks mom needs. And it's always the perfect one.
They're so gentle that they can be used with children and even pregnant women.
We put pomegranate flower essence in the tub and also barrage for mommy. And so she was born into water with all these good vibrations.
I use them with my kids every day.
Jonah will come to me when I'm getting popped up because he's not listening, and he'll say, Mama, have some joy juice.
For teenagers, I think it's essential. You know, there's just so much going on, but this is the answer really to helping them find themselves.
It works. It just works. That's simple.
I like to use the flower essences in the cooking. That way their food is doing more than just feeding their body, it's feeding their soul.
It really enhances everything that you drink.
I include flower elixirs in every single drink throughout my day. I prefer to take the elixir and actually make the wish and then drop it underneath my tongue.
They really have good flavor too,
We put serums in my daughter's hair, especially in the winter because her hair gets really dry. I put serums on my hand before I fold laundry.
Having the oils, that creates an extra sensory experience that adds to the overall shifts and changes.
Right away, I was I have to get this because I love the smell.
My favorite things to do is is mist. We mist our entire home.
Just the feeling of the cool spray is a kind of a pick-me-up.
Once they use the mist and that mist settles on them, you watch their face change and then they kind of awaken. Once you've had that feeling for yourself, there's nobody that can tell you that this isn't real.
And it just smells great too.
There's such a library of flower essences, and it's so fun to go to where I'm most drawn, and they always align.
It just works. I just accept it now.
Something so little becomes something so big in your body, you know?
And we're having a moment of connection to ourselves and to the planet, to the earth.
Flower essences really allow me to feel like my own divinity and the sacredness of being human.
I am very passionate about Katie's work. I think what she's doing with flower essences, no one is doing.
I will share flower essences for the rest of my life. This amazing natural remedy that exists for us, that we no longer have to suffer through life. We can have it all.
I hope that flowers can help you and heal you the way they have helped me and healed me.
It's a little bit. Yeah, or continue what you were going to say.
I had to stop using Infinite Love because the men were coming on to me.
It's a little bit new agey, the video, but
for anyone, sugar,
I think
do not drink cold water. Did you know type 2 diabetes is?
Yeah, I wanted to interrupt it because it came through my head. I had to stop taking it because of that. But that's my humor. I try to find. To me, humor, making someone laugh, is a healing them. It's a healing process.
Right. But the person who sells it, yeah, I agree. Humor is important. But the person who sells it is very nice, even though she's too much new age. It's a little bit weird, but I think there's something to it because it did something for me and also for my mom. She's noticed benefits from different ones. She's been using them for a while, different ways than what it did for me, but it did do something for her. So,
oh, that's your site there. Yeah, so I hope that we connected some people and helped some people, because really there's not a better gift than doing something for someone else. Selfless. Right?
No. Oh, can I screen share also it's totally unrelated to health or anything, but a video of me dancing from
You have the power. You are Michael Angel.
All right. But so I just figured out a screenshot. It's from Facebook. Let's see. Okay, let's go back to here because this is not something I'm used to, the screen share stuff.
No, Michael was an angel. Like literally. So that must be quite a thing to have a name like this.
So how do I switch when I'm screen sharing?
So you go to the wherever page you want to go on the top and share that screen. There's a start and stop on top.
On the top of the screen?
Yeah, it'll be like under the address bar, there will be a StreamYard bar. It says stop sharing, start sharing.
Oh yeah, right there. So would I click stop screen or just go to image file?
You just have to start on the new page.
Okay.
It'll automatically switch. You don't have to stop.
Like here, I just start a new page. Does it show? No. Oh, that's weird.
It'll show me. Then I have to add it to the stage.
Okay.
I will stop screen for myself. And this is your screen right now.
Okay.
That is what you're sharing. So go to that. You don't want to go to that screen. You want to go to the new screen and then add it.
Yeah.
And then it'll switch this one.
So how do I add it? Do I click stop and then restart?
You can.
Okay.
And you can add it to the right screen, and then I'll see it.
Okay.
Yeah, I see it. All right.
And this is one of the things I like about where I am is you kind of have these kind of events. It's like dance events every couple of months. And I went to one recently, a Brazilian dance workshop on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I had a lot of fun. Yeah, I got to dance for several hours every day where they alternate having you dance with each person. And then you can dance with everyone. And then afterwards, they have like a social where you can dance with whoever you want. So this was from the social with music. And so it made it fun. And then they kind of dim the lights. So it's not very good quality video. Can't see myself very well. So I didn't, really post it on Facebook. I just shared it with myself. But I think it's worth sharing because it's good. So anyways, I really like that video.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
Everyone gets to know you a little better.
Yeah. So I got to do that a lot recently. So I danced with a lot of different people afterwards in the social. It was a lot of fun. I look similar to her. A lot of people who look good in Sedona who go to these dance events. So.
Well, I appreciate you coming on the show and being sincere and showing who you are and showing people how to get a hold of you and giving actually a couple of hints on the way, because you did give some information that could help people. And so I hope God put the right people in the right place at the right time, and it will benefit someone, and even one human being, gets a transformation. It's worth all of this, because each one of us, each one of you have equal value. Nobody's a waste. Even the worst of us has some kind of value, right?
Mm-hmm.
So thank you. Any final words you want to say before we say goodbye and good night for everyone? It's all yours.
I would say check out my website and buy the flower essences and schedule a consultation with me to be your best self, your superhuman self. And I would say humor is very important. Also is having fun. What I've found is exercise is very important. So if you don't exercise, those are my dogs. You hear them in the background?
Yeah.
I bought 2 new puppies recently, and it's a hell. They wake me up at 5 a.m. every day, but I like them. They're cute. But puppies really hard to handle. They shriek like that at the top of their lungs, waking me up at 5 a.m. every morning, and they like to destroy everything in the house. But maybe that's kind of an interesting way to end it. But exercise is so important when you dance with people. It's very relaxing. So is going in the sun. And I've been doing Pilates for the past 2 months, twice a week, doing private Pilates instruction for an hour, and with like lots of planks and push-ups. What I found is it made me a lot stronger. Before I started doing it, I didn't have any muscles. Muscles are important too, because I was having like issues. The back was hurting, and now it doesn't hurt anymore since I started doing Pilates, because I started building muscles and increasing the flexibility. My back muscles were too tight because I wasn't doing anything for that. And so she's been working on that with me. Though I should have, one thing I made a mistake of was not taking a video of the recent Zoot class I went to, because they actually had better lighting. I forgot to have video taken. But I'm planning to go to another one in a couple of months, and this time I plan to make sure to get a video in. But yeah, so that one was from two months ago, and that same person who was there 2 months ago was there again this time, along with a couple of other people. And you know, it always makes it interesting when you can like dance with different people, because the dancing is not only a form of exercise, but it's also a lot of fun if you get to learn different dance moves. So what I did there in that video was just like basic salsa, so you could just do whatever you wanted. But the zouk itself was a lot of fun. You got to do like lots of different like spins and moves, and then
I would agree 100%. Yeah, I used to love dancing when I was younger. That's for sure. I mean, it was it's a spiritual expression, and it's also an emotional expression. It's but I would tie it into the song itself. When a certain song, or the message of the song I could relate to, then I could just throw my whole self into the music and be like transformative. Like I would do very unusual things, spins and flips, and
and it's
but I don't do that anymore. But again, thank you for coming on the show. It was a true, it was a privilege and an honor to have all my guests, including you. And so I want to thank you for your time and for coming on the Truth Table. And I wish you all the best in the future, and perhaps we'll have a reunion kind of show. I was supposed to end the Truth Table, a couple of weeks ago, but then
just when I thought I was out, they pulled me back in.
And here I'm back.
Can I show my dogs on the show before it's over? Like bring my dogs over, my puppies?
Yeah, you can if you like.
Okay, I'm gonna go
get pull any plugs or anything. Nobody's pulling the plug on the show.
Okay.
So everyone, this is Michael's dog. Not to be confused, Archangel Michael, and then there's just Michael Angel. So what a coincidence, that I have a guest named Michael Angel.
Having met with the owners of Canada over the course of the campaign last several months, it's not for sale, won't be for sale ever.
All right, here's my puppy.
He is gathering the flock. Here he is.
Yeah, hi, puppy.
Holy, look at those eyeballs. Holy, that's almost scary.
I called her Sapphire because she has blue eyes.
Oh my goodness, Dad, I would have nightmares if those eyes are glowing in the middle of the night walking through the hallway.
I had a hard time getting her, but she likes
beautiful. Is that like a turquoise? I've never seen anything like it.
So now I have to go get my other dog. Is that okay?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I will just entertain the troops here.
I have to go find her because those dogs like to hide.
We have one viewer right now, so we've managed to hold on to one. And I do appreciate everyone who watches the show. And if we do a show that is pertinent to someone that can relate to or might need this information, I mean, that's what we're really here about. It's really not to become Joe Rogan. That's not my goal at all. My goal is, though, to become a multi-billionaire, and that would be great. But I won't do it by greed or cheat or lie. So it doesn't seem very, very hopeful at this point. But I'm humble. I can say that. I may not. People usually get the wrong impression when they meet me that they don't think I'm humble, but I really am. It's a confidence that's not a pride. Oh, he has arrived. Wait a minute. No, it's not the same dog.
No, I have two of them. This one's name is Iris.
Yeah, I like the color.
Yeah, And so I got her because my other dog, I had another dog that's like similar in color, like Red Healer, was 12 and a half. Its name was Ruby, and it got killed by a rattlesnake, unfortunately. So then I had to find dogs who were, similar to it.
That dog matches my skin, though. He probably should come here and live with me. He could be a truth table dog.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
again, thanks for introducing your dogs and spending some time with me and my millions and billions of followers. And I wish you all the best, and thank you all for joining us at home on the Truth Table. I'm Paul Everton. I'm wishing you well. Thank you.
All right.